Hallo und herzlich willkommen von der Pirates Cove. Heute bei mir jemand, den ihr sonst seltener zu Gesicht bekommt, außer ihr seid sehr aufmerksam im Stadion, weil er ja auch für die ELF oft Interviews durchführt. Unser Mann hinter der Kamera, hinten am Regiestuhl, Ricardo.
Yay! At this time, I don't get claps. I'm sad.
We think about getting like a soundboard
Oh,
at one time.
yes.
So my girlfriend was always saying we should do this, but like
Yeah, I think
Well-
we should ask for publicity. So people have to subscribe for us to get a board. So then we can like make some sounds, cool sounds and stuff.
yeah, and it also takes some money. So if you keep subscribing, and we can overrule Paul by
Yes.
democratic practice, yeah, we should be ready to go. Okay, so I already introduced Ricardo. Ricardo, would you mind saying who you are, what you do for the club?
Yeah, so basically I am a Portuguese guy in Austria. I am working for the Raiders since basically April. I'm doing like the graphic design and some videos and everything basically you see on social media is basically me or organized by me and Martin. But everything that comes out basically it's us two doing or us two organizing so people can do it, like people can watch it. And I wanted to improve and I think I did a bit like the social media wise, which is great. But yeah, basically that's it. Oh, you see,
You see,
Sigerman is already helping
you
us.
get Ricardo in front of the camera once, and then already the subs are dropping in.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for introducing
Yeah.
yourself. For those of you who haven't been here as long as this show existed, we aim to constantly improve it, and like the new studio, the setup, everything that is going the right way is a huge contribution from Ricardo and also from Martin, of course.
Yeah.
So he's a big reason that makes possible what we already improved on and how far we're gonna get. So thanks
Yeah.
thanks a lot for
You're
always
welcome.
doing everything behind the scenes. That's why we called it behind the scenes, because today Ricardo is gonna be in the spotlight,
Yeah.
and he's not just a media guy.
Okay.
He's also a football player,
Yeah.
and he knows quite a lot. He does his own American football podcast
Podcast,
in Portuguese.
Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, and also he is around the Raiders more than I am, so
Yeah.
he's got the insight. So
Yeah. And I play flag football.
Yeah, he
in
plays-
the Raiders. In
Yeah.
the Raiders. Yeah.
So if you have any questions regarding his line of work, what he does with the Raiders, if you have any questions at all, just drop them in. We're happy to answer everything we can answer. Yeah, so feel free to engage with us.
Yeah, don't. And also, if you have some suggestions or things that you say you think that you don't like, or that you don't like, just let us know. We are open to criticism. But Max, I think you forgot again the most important question.
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm a little bit sunburned. It shows in the camera. I've been to Italy this weekend. I've watched the game from the ELF stream. I think they heard my criticism last week, because now they once more sell the weekly pass, which I gladly accepted, and I watched the game and zapped through some other games. It was nice watching it from the beach. There was a new experience. I feel like that's something you would probably do more than I. Yeah, my day was great. Been to work, got here right away, and now I'm joined by Ricardo.
Yeah.
How was your day?
My day was pretty good. But do you really enjoy watching the game on the beach because it's so hot? The phone gets so hot. It's not, and it's like because of the sun, the reflection on the phone. It's so hard to see, and you really enjoy watching it.
I did enjoy it. I mean, what I had to do was I had to bring my my power bank,
Okay.
because like the game was draining away the battery
Yeah.
like crazy, and I think by the end of the first quarter I had to plug it in.
Yeah.
And it did get kind of hard, but wasn't really that big of a deal. I didn't watch the whole game on the beach because we went to the room to get like refreshed, and then we walked to the restaurant. And I did finish the game while ordering pizza. So I
Okay.
was
But
I
it was
was there.
quite a fast game, though.
Yes, it was.
It burns when I drink tea. I relate to Ricardo on like the sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and gets everywhere. I agree. I also am not like I like to be on the beach to play sports, but just laying down on the sand. Especially, I'm from Portugal, but I'm from more from the north, so it's more windy. So basically, all the sand is always on your face, which is not really comfortable. And yeah, basically that's it. And yeah, my day has been good. I was this weekend, I had the days off, which because there were no games at home, so it's more chilled. And I went fishing for the first time. It was really cool.
At the lake.
Yeah, I hate killing the fish, but I enjoyed the fishing part.
So you were just putting it out, and
Yeah.
did you eventually have to kill it, or
Yeah.
did someone else kill
No,
it?
no, I had to kill it.
Okay, but at least you were providing for your own
Yeah.
food. So
Yeah, and the lake is made to fish, so it's not that we are doing something illegal or something. It's just a matter of fishing it, and it's made to kill. Unfortunately, I was sad the first time I had to do it. It was really sad, but apart from that, yeah.
that kind of reminds me of a Netflix type of show I watched recently, which is called Alone,
Yeah,
where they have to be like there's like 10 people.
it's like a
all-
survivor.
Yeah, kind of. But they are like by themselves.
Yeah.
They get checked up like once a week by
Yeah.
a medical team, but other than that, they just film themselves with GoPros,
Okay.
and then they document like everything, like how they need to fish, but they also don't really like to end like lives and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, the human is an alpha predator.
Yeah. That's true. I'm not that much, but okay. The woman 12, no, Woma 12,
Woma.
Woma said, "How did you come to the Raiders?" So basically, I met my wife. That was it. So knew about the Raiders because when I was playing football in Portugal, and my coach at the time had a clinic in the Raiders, and then I started looking at the Raiders, and I started to see how big they were, like in terms of Europe wise. And then I met my wife. I came here for the first time, and I came right away to see a game from the Raiders. I fell in love completely. It was another world, especially coming out of Portugal, Portuguese football, coming here and watching in the stadium. The first player I watched, it was Adrian Platzgummer, which I was completely blown away how good he was and how a beast he was as a receiver, because at the time I was also as a receiver.
So that was the reason you were so red last week.
Yeah, exactly. I
Because
was so
Adrian,
nervous.
Your hero was here.
I was so nervous, but Adrian is a cool guy. But yeah, and now every time I meet players, it's like, for example, Sandro Platzgummer. It's a player which I also did an image for. For example, the image from the Innsbruck and the New York, where he's
Yeah.
half dressed. It was also me doing it, which I'm involved with the players of the Raiders for a long time. I did some images when Patrick Tanayu was here. I also did images for him. Sandro, the Wolfpack, and other players, and even old players like Enrico Martini, which I'm in contact with, and I help him in this podcast. So but it's cool because for me to see, like, being able to be like with all these players and the high level, that I think people don't realize how professional it is for most of the players and how committed they are to work. And it's really cool. And even when other players come, like Darius Robinson, I also did a work for him, and I met him 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks, no, and the Munich game, which was a nice experience for me also.
So for those of you who don't like get the whole context of it, Ricardo started out doing these
Creative image.
incredible images to promote players, because like what we here in Europe are used to is like a little bit of an underrepresentation of the individual who does the sport. So what Ricardo did was creating these cool Photoshop images with name and like stats and as well.
Yeah, some
and,
creative images.
And that's also what you started out doing for the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
So you can find all of those images on our Instagram page, and also I guess on Facebook for the older people. No, just kidding. But you can find those there, and I just remember the one when we played the Milano Seaman, where you did like the old
Bonati.
town of Innsbruck.
Yeah.
Flooded with water from the seaman, of course, and Bonatti in
the
front,
middle,
like
Badass.
heroically facing the invaders, kind of.
That was one of my favorite images, I think. Yeah, but it is. I really started like I always admire NBA and NFL, and I always watch like athletes like around Europe without those images, and I thought, well, why don't I do it? Like I started it with Portuguese people, and then other athletes start asking me, like bobsleighing, skiing, beach handball, cliff diving, and I started doing it because I started to develop my work, and I started to realize I was getting good at it by helping others, which honestly lead me here. that was it. I start helping others without asking anything in return. I even did a one for Felix Kantner in 2009, and now he's one of the best receivers in the Raiders. He's going to the under 18, I think.
2009.
2013.
Okay.
Maybe 9. No, maybe he was not even born. No, but he was like under 10 or under 9. He was a really young kid, because he saw a picture of Sandro Platzkum and said, "Oh, can you do me one?" And I say, "Yes, but you have to promise me, like, you will become a beast." And say, "Yeah, I promise you that." And now he's a man.
He stayed true to his word.
Yeah,
and
now,
you did too.
Yeah.
And you grew your craft, and now your pictures and your arts basically get the most likes on our social media. I feel like we should have touched into that like way earlier. I mean, you've been around.
Yeah.
We could have started with that earlier, and I feel like this gets us to like the next step creatively and also in fan engagement, because it's just cool to look at. And fun thing, I didn't realize that you were the one doing those images until like 5 episodes into sitting 2 meters across of you. So he's not a big
show off.
Yeah, he's not
only
a
on
big
the
show
field. On the field, I am a show off, not out of the field.
So you play flag.
Yeah, right now I play flag. Yeah, but that's a nice question from Fischer Fritz. Why don't you play on the Division 3? You said you don't want to play on DLF. Why not Division 3?
I did say that.
You said it. You said
No,
that
you
hang out the boots when you wanted to. It was the right time to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's not totally out of the window now. I mean I could see myself picking up the cleats at one time when it feels right.
Yeah.
But that's gotta come organically, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to pressure myself into something like that.
Okay.
For now, I feel like the way I ended my career in the AFL was just
on top.
Yeah, it was on top, and it was perfect for me, because it was a great send-off with like a win, and also being able to tap into my physical abilities 100% after coming back from an injury, and still feeling great. And now it's been close to 4 years now. It's been pretty much 4 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a lot of stuff to stay in shape. I mean, it shows kind of, sometimes more, sometimes not.
Yeah.
but now coming back, feeling like you could still perform on that
Yeah.
level, and your movements, the thing you did right in the
Yeah.
past, that might come back pretty fast
Yeah.
because of muscle memory.
Yeah.
But then the body is just not on the same level, and that
Yeah.
might be frustrating. And I've if I see myself not being intimidated by that, I could see myself coming back at one point.
Yeah.
Let's just aim for like 2026 right now.
It's funny because I feel exactly the same. I feel like I think I could commit and even play in AFL tackle, but I'm exactly like you, like body wise and the commitment to be able to play at that level that people might think is not that big, but it is still really high. It's people might not realize it, but even now we have players coming from the AFL to the Vikings and to the Raiders, and they are performing on the ELF level. So it's not that the AFL is way lower than, it's still lower, but not way lower.
I mean, you still have those diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the Salzburg Ducks are a pretty good example
Yeah,
of
exactly.
how much talent is still in the national leagues.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a great group picture of from the past
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, from the
all
Ducks,
the Ducks players who have then walked on to play for us
Yeah.
or Vienna. So there was like this group picture, and it shows like there's a lot of talent in the
Yeah.
national league, and that might be untapped, and that's might be. It's not. Let's not say might be. It is a resource that has to be considered for the future, because Austria is only that big, and national talent will be way more important in the future. So
Yeah.
there's talent, and I don't feel like competing with that talent at the moment. So
Yeah.
I'm putting my
Yeah.
my mouth where my chair is right now, not my money where my mouth.
Yeah, I understand. And you're still helping another way. I felt the same. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, you said that sorry to go back, but you said about we should have done like improving the image before. But I honestly think, obviously I would want to, because honestly I'm having my dream job, like being around football all the time, being around with amazing people all the time. The players are super nice. The coaching staff is super nice. The office people they love the sport. They love the Raiders, and it's really something that makes me passionate about. And
Keep on, continue. We gotta get into that later.
Yeah. And I think that this, honestly, it was the right time to do it, because we are, like you said, we are evolving. Like the league is evolving. The first year of DLF, it was kind of a tryout, like without the Raiders, and then the Raiders came over, and then the Raiders were like a little bit everything happening and everything a bit chaotic, and then this year it's like we are stabilizing. So the things are growing, and the league is growing, and the club is growing with the league, which is really good. And I think me coming here, honestly, it's you can see that the club is really investing on making people see the Raiders and creating the community, creating the Innsbruck and Tirol community to have a sport, to come and watch, to come and have fun watching. Because you go to a stadium, and I love to be in this stadium. It's so loud. Like in the last game, I think we have 4,000 people, I don't remember. And it was so loud. Honestly, I thought we were with 1,000 more people than we were. It was, everybody is on the same page. Everybody knows what they are doing. I really enjoy that.
And on that place, a shout out to like the municipalities here in Innsbruck and like the Land Tirol. It is awesome that you let fans be fans, because I've heard from other ALF teams that they struggle with the loudness, or like
Okay.
like that some cities they will put like some sort of punishment on clubs
Yeah.
if they are too loud on games on Saturday,
But
which
I
is
think
luckily not the case here.
yeah, I think that's a matter of not the people being loud. It's a matter of what do they bring to the field. For example, if they cannot bring whistles, obviously, right?
Whistles. Okay, I
Yeah.
was thinking weasels. Yeah, you can bring those.
You can bring whistles. So I think it's that not a matter of how loud the people are. It's a matter of what can you bring to make noise or not. But
Yeah.
now let's go to the. I didn't read it. It burns when I drink tea. Said Max is in shape. You might not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, somehow my voice is cracking, and that's not because I'm so flattered. I mean, I am, but that's because we got a huge fan blowing from here that
Yeah.
kind of makes my
Throat.
my throat a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for saying that. It burns when I drink tea. That's like a tongue twister, I guess. So, I mean,
It burns
yeah.
when-
I mean, peak male performance. I mean, I do rock a good old dad bod.
yeah.
I mean, so let's just normalize every shape, and for that I'm super happy. And yeah,
yeah, and I think
I mean, I would like to have a little bit of my bicep back, but
yeah. But that's the thing, that if you go back to the field, if you would commit, I think you would be. It's easier to get the shape back than like you said, the muscle memory, because the muscle memory is still there. And even if you are right now against an O-liner, obviously, out of 10 times you might lose like 8 because of the strength wise. But I'm pretty sure that the first 2 it will be yours, because smarter and more experience and more technique than probably. No surprise, the GFL teams are not used to real loudness. Loud fans will be a signal that the FL is less interesting than the LF. Germany cannot let that happen.
shots fired. Yeah, I mean, I would not suggest that there's an agenda behind it. I feel like that is probably to blame that after all the sport has done and after all the sport has growing.
Hey, du schaust ja immer noch unsere Videos. Hast du eigentlich schon abonniert? Wenn nicht, dann jetzt hier unten abonnieren und die Glocke aktivieren, damit ihr immer den neuesten Raiders-Content direkt auf euer Gerät bekommt. Und jetzt schauen wir weiter.
Has been growing in Europe. It's still considered like a niche.
Yeah.
It's still not like as big as soccer and
No.
football, European
Yeah.
football, or ice hockey and all the other stuff that we like to crown ourselves in Europe. I feel like this is something that people might just need to talk a little bit more and maybe consider playing on Saturdays if Sunday is that much of a problem. But like, we are way too far away from Hamburg, for example,
Yeah.
to like really get into this conversation.
Yeah, I think one thing that is mostly, and you can see like in big teams, like you said, Hamburg or Rheinfire, it's the connection to the community, which I think we are getting there, but like to be part of the community and being an extension of the community, like so people come and they feel part of the family. And honestly, I think that everybody that comes to the games, they feel part of the game. In the other day, I was on one of the first games. I think we got 2 delays of games because of the fans were so loud.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that the fans realized it was them winning those plays.
Exactly, yeah.
And people don't realize that they are being loud and they are helping so much by being loud. We got so many delay of games, so many false starts because the fans were being so loud. If you look at the player and he's clapping to you, it means that you guys are doing an amazing job and you guys are helping the team. You are being the 12th man. You can really feel that. Teams Raiders do have larger crowds than many Bundesliga in the same areas. Nice, only the politics bigger than sports organizations. Well,
I mean, Sigerman, you do have a point there, but also I think like at least I can only speak for the Alpine room for like Germany, Switzerland, Austria. I feel like that is rooted into traditionals, not as much in politics. I mean, we could have. Oh, let's not say that because that's
maybe
kind of
Paul will appear out of the
now
blue to
it's
slap you.
it's kind of controversial, a take from back then when we had the American Football World Championships in Austria in 2011 or 12, I guess. I feel like that could have been used to grow the sport way more than it did, because I think we peaked in Austria shortly after that, and ever since then we kind of stuck at the same level. And I mean,
In fan wise, in
yeah,
number
yeah.
of fans.
yeah, I mean, from stadium attendance, from televised stuff. I mean, Austrian television did do a good job for a while, but I mean, somehow, and I don't know why that is, we didn't really jump overboard to like get it mainstream, to get it like real mainstream, and that was kind of a missed opportunity.
think
But I
was-
don't know who's to blame for
Was
that.
that before Corona?
No, I think the years before Corona, at least for me, it felt like 2015, 16, 17, 18. It felt like everything was kind of stagnant for a while. Fan attendance, general interest. I feel like there's been a lot of potential that could have been realized in that time, which sadly wasn't. But also, I feel like in that same time, the German Football League, which also is like a huge driving force for football in Europe in general, was kind of stale, with always having the same teams competing for championships, which is the same problem we have in Austria, or had in Austria. So, I mean, it's kind of tough to really get into the fine details of who is to blame, if anyone at all. But I feel like we, as a football community, could have done a better job in the time after the World Championship.
Do you think it was because the Raiders? There was a time where the Raiders were basically they were the best team in Austria. I mean, the Vikings were fighting a bit, but you could see that the Raiders were one step ahead or one step above everybody else. Do you think it was that dismotivated the people, or because when the game is too easy, people don't get aren't interested. When it's when people like it when it's hard or when it's gonna be close. Do you think it was because people already knew that the outcome of the game and then it start to drop down because of it? Well, you don't have to answer. It's just
I feel like that's a factor for sure. That's one factor, and it might be a big one, because I feel like in every sports, if you have like that one dominating sports club or single sports athlete,
it gets
of
boring.
course it gets, I would not say boring, it gets a little bit lopsided.
Yeah.
And you do wish to have a competition week in, week out, year in, year out. And if that is not the case, it might be a little bit of a over exaggeration, over exaggeration is probably the wrong word. Over saturation of having the same people or same teams competing year in, year out. So that's why the NFL has the draft.
Yeah, the draft is the biggest and most. It's the best thing for a competitive league.
That is
honestly.
true. Yeah.
I think it's what's missing the most in the LF. It's a draft.
Yeah, but like, it would not be possible here.
No,
at
it's
least
not.
At least not in a way we would envision it right now. If we would just put 5 minutes into it, maybe there would be like some super awesome idea how to implement something like that. But I fear that's not possible. Yeah. the thing in Europe is that we don't have like the collegiate sport backbone where constantly new players get out of or like arise from there.
Sorry.
So we wouldn't even be like really comfortable sending like a 21-year-old kid from Innsbruck to
Felix Reitner.
yeah, somewhere around the continent for a little bit of money, and let's say
the league would have to grow up a lot more.
yeah, I mean let's talk about that in 20 years
Yeah.
when I'm finally able to announce my comeback.
Yeah, but yeah, it's what it Burns said. I don't think a real competition will ever be possible without a draft system that will never work in Europe. Well, that's right. I didn't like to watch the Raiders slaughtering another team all 2 weeks. I still was interested, but I didn't like to watch it in these days. Even if we are losing now, sometimes it's exciting now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, why did we make the step to the ELF? I mean, because we wanted to play the biggest competition and the best teams possible, and like even if that means you are not constantly as dominant as before. I mean, right now you can really say, hey, you beat the best of the best, or you had a close loss against last year's champion.
We can transition to
we could transition right now to the past
to the game. Yeah. Well,
how did you watch it?
I was watching it at home. Game Pass.
Game
so,
Pass?
Yeah.
Do you own the full Game Pass, or did you have a single week pass?
It's not possible to have a single week pass.
It is possible once more, yeah.
Yeah, it
because
is.
I said it last time on stream, and now they somehow miraculously it returned. So maybe we did have some.
No, but I watched it on Game Pass, and it was me and my wife watching the game, super excited about the game. It was a really fun game to watch. Honestly, I know I'm a Raider, but I have a huge respect for the Vikings. I think they are a really, really good team, and I enjoyed a lot seeing the Raiders playing and being at the level or competing with the Vikings, which was incredible. It looked like they were playing their game, which I honestly I don't see happening for a while. We are winning games, sure, but it looked like we are running after, and this game it looked like we were setting the tone. We were controlling the game. Some mistakes here and there, sure, but I mean it's still a game, still players that are still new to the system. And we had way less flags than last games, I believe, especially game flags. We had there was one drive that was quite problematic in terms of flags. We had a illegal shift and illegal formation.
Yeah, like that is something I can't really get my head around right now, because it feels like ever since we've been to the ELF, those penalties get called way more often. I mean, this could be from like a higher level of officiating, or maybe just a different rule set. But before the ELF, I've never seen these penalties, like illegal formation. Like
because I think that's illegal formation. Normally, it's when you have too many guys on the backfield, right?
Or too few guys on the line of scrimmage could also be.
No, but if you have too few guys on the line of scrimmage, means that you have too many guys on the backfield.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can just be like, I'm not saying that happened. I don't know. I honestly I could not understand the flags. I don't understand that much. But maybe sometimes could be like a no-liner that is a bit more in the back, or a receiver that gives, for example, the sign and the ref is not even looking at him and he doesn't realize that he's not in the backfield, or that he is in the backfield, or the receiver asking if he's on the line and then the referee is not looking at him.
It's like
No, it's, for example, it can be answering to the guy in the back, and then I don't know, just stuff happening, and it looks. I felt confident during the game. Did you feel confident? Did you feel like we were on the game?
Yeah, and that might be a controversial take, but I felt better about the way we lost this game
Mm-hmm.
than I felt after winning other games. I felt like you said, we controlled the game at least for a chunk of the time,
Yeah.
and we did play Raiders football
Yeah.
most of the time, like some mistakes here and there, but
Yeah.
in general, it felt like we were imposing our will
Yeah.
on a great Vienna defense.
Yeah. It's
Don't get
really
me wrong.
great.
Like,
Really great.
they played a hell of a game, but our defense wasn't too shabby as well. I mean, that was like a really good defensive game from both teams. Do I wish we would have won it? Of course. Do I feel like we can take a lot of positives from that game? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and it felt. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was really nervous during the whole game, but that's good. It means that I felt like we had a chance. We were on the game until the last drive. We were on the game. It everybody knew that we were on the game. It happened like a bad luck, let's call it, or good luck, or good play or bad play, doesn't matter. Something happened that it ended the game, and that's football. It's like sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes bad. In the other games we also had luck. This time we had bad luck. Hopefully we find the Vikings again, and that time we have more luck.
Yeah, but like one thing I wanna take away from that whole game and like that whole league as it stands right now. I feel like that really underlines the point I made last week, that the Central Conference is
strong.
really dominant. I mean,
Yes.
like the competition is high, and like from just comparing like standings and I don't know, talk around the league. There were a lot of people who were writing us off before the game, and they were said like that's gonna be one-sided.
Yeah.
And now with the change at quarterback and everything, people were even saying we're not gonna win a game no more. So that just shows that like the competition we face each week,
Yeah.
that toughens you and that directs you to a place where you will be able to play your best football
Yeah.
in the end of the season.
Yeah.
So
You can even see in other teams, Barcelona, even Surge, that they were in last place. Even the Guards, they were competing against big teams. It's the Simon, they won against it was Paris. Just help me here.
You are the better
Yeah.
stats analyst.
Normally I have the website to help me. Now I don't have it, so I cannot. But help me. Let me know. I think it was last week that the Simon won, and it's what you can see. It's like Simon is one of the ones that have the most scoring apart from the Rheinfire, and they are in last or second to last. And from they are not bad. It's just like the Central Conference is so strong.
And also, that is even a bigger accomplishment if you take a look at the defenses that you can see in the Central Conference.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
really
there's
strong.
not a single bad defense on there.
Yeah. Oh, they said for you to drink water. By the way, just to answer to Sigerman, we normally we don't rate the other channels. I don't know why. I never thought about it honestly, but maybe we start doing it. Yeah, I have to talk with the boss. It's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
me deciding.
We
but-
do have friends associated with other podcasts.
Yeah.
We have people. We have Enno.
football.
Yeah, I actually wanted to
Invite.
talk to Alex Ferrari,
Yeah.
but sadly, I think right now he's in the
In Italy?
official ELF podcast.
Oh yeah, he's on the football.
Yeah, he's on football. No, I
Football.
think he said something about the ELF podcast in general. Something I've
Oh.
seen on.
Oh, no, maybe
Yeah.
the English one. I don't know, but he said something, but we cannot scroll up. I'm sorry.
Can we not?
No, but we can see it here. We just have to see it on the chat here.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so there was one thing. Yeah, let's just give you the time to scroll up, or maybe
Yeah.
you can see it on your phone.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
All
So
right.
he said, indeed, it wasn't much fun. I know. Wait, this is too much backwards. Okay. Oh no, it wasn't too much fun against Modeling or whoever it was with 50 points difference. But in my opinion, Raiders football is currently starving from competition both at the AFL and DLF. Don't you think there is a threat about not competing neither in AFL nor in ALF, as Innsbruck may not be able to produce the needed number of top players, which will be definitely needed.
That is one long ass question,
Yes,
but,
that was.
but it's also
That's
super
why-
interesting because I feel like if you know the cartoon Asterix, there's like this small village surrounded by the empire, but somehow they find a way. It most likely the Zaubertrank, the magic potion,
Yeah, the
which
magic
we
potion,
call
I think.
good Nachwuchs, good youth programs. No, somehow Gallien or like in Asterix, they
Yeah.
find a way to compete against like the huge empire, and we did that for forever now, and I don't see that going away. I feel maybe having a look at like the AFL and the ELF together might be giving a wrong expression because of course right now it's by having two men's teams.
Yeah.
Of
Seniors.
course it's harder to get like let's say a competitive roster, but
But at the same time, if you think about it, first of all, the AFL team from last year and this year, it was completely different. So they won a game at least. They won
two
more.
games.
Okay.
We could
So
have won.
th-
We
that-
could have won
th-
more.
more,
We
yeah,
didn't,
that's true.
but
But
let's not
yeah,
say
but
coulda shoulda.
yeah, that's true. But still, you can see already progress. And what it makes is players on the ELF, they cannot feel comfortable because they know that there's somebody younger coming. So there's somebody younger always coming. So they always have to be on top. And that's what makes, it's what you say, it's the competitive between the in between the club. So people, for example, Schneider, you can see already him growing, and you can see the potential that he has and development that is having, and the strength that he's on the AFL, and he's already pushing guys like Tobias Bonatti, Lucas and Salvatore, which are insane, which are really, really good players, and even Timmerman, that people might not even realize how much he works, but he's there, and Schneider is coming up, and that's competitive. That's a competitive between the club.
Exactly. That's like the next man up mentality. So we always, and we did that in the past as well, we always had a constant stream of talent from the youth or like from around, getting closer, and in that process also elevating veterans to the next level, because you can, just like Ricardo said, you can never feel comfortable because there's always somebody looking to get your job and helping you become a better player in the process.
Yeah.
So I don't really see us not being competitive at all. I feel like right now let's just take a step into the future. I feel like by having a constant youth program, by knowing that there's a path that is followed, and there might be a year or two when there's like less talent coming up, and then there's a year where you get like maybe 8 or 9 new starters.
Yeah.
If you have that constant flow of talent getting your way, you will be competitive.
Yeah.
And we teach the little kids the Raider way, and that's not gonna change. And so I feel like we're gonna stay competitive. And I mean, the other point of that question was, if having two men's teams like the AFL and the ELF parallel is an extra challenge, and yes, of course it is. But from year 1 to year 2, we improved, and we're gonna still be improving year in, year out. And at one point, we're still gonna be playing for both championships. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
Will it be next year? I don't know. Maybe. Will it be in 5 years' time?
Maybe.
Let's see. But I would never write us off. So
Yeah, I also agree. But I was just answering to Baracus because he said, but how many home growers have come from Vienna and beyond? And I think it will be difficult to fill a probable gap in case that these guys do not come along the entire country to join the Raiders. I think one of the things that people forgot is that before the AFL was, or the AFL and GFL were the reachable top in Europe, right? And right now there's another step beyond it. So the young kids, it's not only about, there's a new dream to achieve. So DLF is a new dream to the kids to achieve. It's a dream that it's reachable, not like the NFL, which is one out of I don't know how many that maybe has a chance to maybe have a scout looking at them. But now they have the ELF, which makes
it's
kids,
achievable.
It's achievable, which makes kids wanting to create, to be better, to develop more. We can see, like in the field, we have our facility. The kids are practicing all day long. They without the coaches, by themselves. They just want to develop because it's a step to the dream, maybe to the dream, and maybe it's a step to reach the NFL. Who knows?
Yeah, and one thing regarding that, say that Innsbruck is a small village compared to Vienna, which is of course right.
Yeah, and Munich especially, of course.
But like, how do you treat that situation? And it's not a situation we didn't know that we will be thrown into. I mean, we actively made the decision to join the ELF, knowing which challenges we will face with that. And also, so I mean, if you expect to get the same level of success without aiming higher and doing stuff that is difficult, you might not stay successful. So we did know what we got into, and it just means for us that we need to work harder, and we are doing that right now, and we are doing the necessary measures in order to stay at the top of the game. And I feel like you can compensate for being an asterisk town
That's true.
in the middle of the empire by outworking everyone else.
Yeah, but
And that's what we do, and that's what we did in the past.
Exactly.
We've always been.
That's the thing, that the Raiders always, Innsbruck was not bigger than it is right now. So the Raiders always had a huge. They are big in the community. They are big in the sport is big in Innsbruck. So if we can get bigger, sure. There's always Tirol. Tirol is really big. We can reach to Tirol. Who knows? Maybe it's the way to go. It's not my job to go there, but it's just we are just talking.
And also, what nobody should forget about is that Innsbruck is a huge hotspot for students. So I mean, Innsbruck in the past and now, just like Vienna, attracts a lot of students. So I mean, up until let's say Upper Austria or something like that, if you would draw a line in the middle of Austria, and you let like young players decide on where they want to go to study, there's still a lot of them choosing Innsbruck, and another big portion of it chooses Vienna.
Yeah.
Maybe someone chooses Graz or Munich. Like we do have the attractiveness of a college town, so to say. So that is also a constant feed of
Yeah.
new talent that
Yeah,
we
that's
can
true.
tap into. So
That's true.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of good players pass here because of studying, and they chose Innsbruck because they have good colleges, and also because of the Raiders. So it's already a good spot. Don't know. There will always be great players here in Innsbruck. It's about the depth top players needed to have two-man teams. I mean, if you have a guy that can be on the ELF team, for example, but he just needs more time, what do you development? What do you do with him? Do you put him on the ELF and maybe get injured and lose his career, or you put it on the AFL that maybe he will develop and he will be better and he will get confidence to then play on the LF, for example. One guy, for example, it was Jesse. Jesse last year played on the ELF,
Yeah, on the
AFL,
yeah.
and this year it's on the ELF. It was a guy that probably, if he was on the first year on the ELF, he would be kicked. But now he's a good player and he's still developing. So there's still talent. People have to believe that the Raiders know what they are doing. You can catch flies with honey.
Let me read that because I wanna.
Yeah, sure, of course.
I like the statement, and I don't wanna roast nobody, but that's from It Burns When I Drink Tea. You can catch flies with honey, related to the Vikings, but you can catch more honeys by being fly. That's the Raiders.
Is that a German expression or what?
No, that's I think he just came up with that. So kudos. It burns when I drink tea, and I know who that is.
You can catch flies. Okay.
It's probably something from a meme page or something.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see, you didn't give your opinion about the game in 10 minutes left.
Let's wrap it up with
okay,
with
you
the
can
game.
give it, yeah.
All right. So what did we see this past weekend? I think we've seen one of the better defensive battles this year so far. I think we've seen two great defenses battling it out. You can see it. I mean, I have printed it out, but that one stat I was looking for, somehow it's not on the game report. At least not if you don't use a calculator, but I've gone that way. So relating to third downs, both the Raiders and the Vikings had very good third down defense.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty close. Everyone was around 37 to 42% of third downs being converted. On top of that, we did go for a fourth down once with our offense, and we got it.
Yeah.
So as you can see, third down defense was huge for both teams.
Yeah.
Other than that, the stat sheet looks
Similar.
Yeah, it looks kind of similar. We did have even amount of time, kind of.
Yeah.
Also, the rushing yards and the passing yards were evenly distributed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we didn't get that one stat that we would have wanted,
Yeah,
which
that's
would
true.
be the W.
Yeah.
But I think we can take a lot away from this game. We did see a lot of stuff. I really liked that we had 9 different receivers catching a ball at
Yeah.
least. Haun went through the
Crazy,
roof.
yes.
He was awesome.
Yeah, he was MVP this week.
He was fun to watch as well.
Yeah, he was.
He's always getting like those spectacular moments.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that he's like the most entertaining player. Or one of them. I mean,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of characters.
Yeah, we have really good performance wise. Tobias Bonat is a monster. Even Lucas Ansavata is also a beast. But yeah, I already said what I thought about it. But what do you think about the Stuttgart Surge? What do you expect the game against Stuttgart Surge?
I feel like that might not. I mean, I got to reset because that was just super unprofessional.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, what do I expect from the upcoming game this weekend? I expect a dogfight because it's win it and you're in it. I mean, we are still in a position where we can overtake the search for the crown of the Central Division.
I think it's or we get the first or we are out of the playoffs. I think it's something like that.
I mean, if we, I wouldn't put it like that because we still have 2 games to play and just like everyone else.
Yeah, this
And we're
game
gonna
the
play
next
the
one.
we're gonna play the
Seaman.
Seaman as well.
Yeah.
But like, let's treat it as a win it, you're in it. Lose, you're out.
It's a playoff game.
Just like almost every game we play,
Yeah.
it is a playoff game, and
Yeah.
even more so this week.
And what do you think
Um,
is going to be the crucial? What do you think is going to be crucial in terms of that game, or what do you think is going to be the difference maker?
I would say there's probably 3 things that would make the difference.
Yeah.
First, we gotta be more disciplined.
Uh-huh.
Because even though you said that we were penalized less than in the past, we still had 9 penalties for 60 yards, and we gotta be smarter than that, and we gotta be cooler than that. We can't like let it get into our head. The second thing is we gotta be more physical. We gotta impose our will, and we gotta play Raiders football, and we're gonna run it down their throats, and that's how we gonna be able to win. And the last thing is you guys. I feel like, just like Ricardo already said, you guys were already responsible for a couple of penalties, accounting to the opponents, like false starts or delay of games. If you show up and you are the 12th man in the field, you can make a difference, and we would love to have you there to be a part of it and just clinch it.
Yeah.
How do you see it? What's your takeaways?
Honestly, I think it's funny that it was your last point, but I think that the 12 man is gonna really be the difference maker. I think the 12 man this game, it's gonna be the difference maker. They are, first of all, they are the ones. No, a loss pretty much.
Let's not talk
because
talk
points-
about losses for now.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, they are gonna be the ones that are gonna disturb the search, and they are gonna be the ones that give energy to the Raiders. So they are gonna be the crucial point on this game. Honestly, I know that you cannot hear it, but I'm gonna give an behind the scenes, since I am here and it's behind the scenes. But so many times you could hear the coaches say to the players, feed off the fans, hear the fans calling you, hear the fans screaming for you, feed out of that. And I think especially on the last game against the Guards, the defense was feeding so much out of the crowd. We got 3 interceptions or something like that. The defense was so incredibly consistent, and it was they were feeding out of the energy that was inside of the Tivoli. And this might be underrated, but I think that the fans are gonna be, the 12th man is gonna be the difference maker on this game, and I really hope that we show the search how noisy can we be.
So it's up to you. You can come, you can be loud, and you earn yourself another home game. So
Yeah, that's true.
if that's not the cherry on top, I don't know what is. Yeah, and I feel like we're close to 1 hour.
Yeah,
We talked a lot.
I told
Hopefully
you.
we're not gonna
Gonna
get
be
criticized
banned.
about it too much.
Gonna
but
be banned.
it was really a pleasure having you in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I feel next.
Let me just say one more thing. So this weekend there's gonna be also, before the Surge game, there's gonna be flag football day. So in the IFZ we have the games from 9 until basically the game of the Surge. So you can come before to IFZ to see some flag football, the Division 2, and then go and see the Surge game.
Are there tickets required?
No, it's free entry, so everybody can go and check out the games. It's several games, so it's not only the Raiders playing, but other teams. So it's always games happening. So it's not that boring. It's not
All right,
boring.
and you can convince yourself. You can have a look at the generation that will probably one day produce the next Sandro Platzkummer,
What
the next town.
The flag? No, it's my side. It's
Oh,
seniors.
I thought you said under 9.
No, it's the
Ah.
seniors. No. No, it's the seniors. So it's the flag football is Division 2. So we are in the Division 2 and we have from 9. So from 9 p.m. from 9 a.m. Sorry.
I think you got.
I know it's gonna be. I'm sorry, it's gonna be some publicity, but
Yeah,
I don't want to get out and
yeah.
get up.
We're gonna be back in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, but for the people that aren't subscribers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, for the subscribers that are still watching
I was
us.
wondering about that for the most
No.
time now.
For the people that subscribe to us, they are still watching us, so it's okay.
So if
So
we
it's-
now drop like the whole tea and like all the gossip,
yeah,
they will be the only ones.
Yeah. or on YouTube afterwards, they can
Yeah,
still.
let's not drop any gossip.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we can close it up. I just wanted to finish without saying it because I know my team will kill me because having the platform and not talking about it. So don't forget Saturday before the
ELF
Surge game. Come to IFZ and watch the flag football team. The Raiders are gonna play. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks, Ricardo,
Yeah,
for
thanks.
joining me in front of the camera this
Yeah.
time. I feel like you did a great job.
Thank
It
you.
was very refreshing. It was very refreshing
Yeah.
hearing your point of view because I know you're vocal. I know
Yeah.
you have opinions,
Yeah.
and you do have great ideas which are constantly being realized. So give a hand for Ricardo. And
For the
thank you.
subscribers, because the other ones are probably
Yeah.
not seeing.
Still, what kind of commercial is that?
I don't know.
Manscaped.
I don't know. It can
It's probably
be
Manscaped, I
It can
guess.
be something. Oh, bravo, Ricardo! See, the Singer Man is watching.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
that's the
Thank
perk
you.
of being a subscriber.
Yeah.
Ricardo. Song of the day.
So my
We're
song.
probably gonna edit later on because
Yeah,
we got
because
nobody on the.
I cannot get it. But I'm gonna do a Portuguese song. It's called Garagem da Vizinha. It's from. It's a Portuguese folk. So it's a really folk Portuguese song.
What is it about? Is it about?
It's about the title means the neighbor's garage.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
That's
yeah,
a really
Helena
good.
says
It's
that's
a really great song.
yeah. So
You
she
see-
knows probably.
No, I think
Portuguese.
it's a he. Are you the receiver that played with me, and I coached? Probably it is.
Oh, all right.
His name, his second name is Elena. Or
Ah.
last name is Elena.
All
But
right.
I'm not sure if it's him.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We live in a society.
Oh, you see, another. Thank you for following, North Cat a fun boy.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah.
In your song?
I was looking through my through all my playlists, and I feel like everything has already been used. So I came up with a classic, and it is
Maybe you're right then.
All I Want from A Day to Remember.
Okay, from who?
A Day to Remember.
Oh, Day to Remember. I thought it was everything was like all I know is a day to remember. Of
Yeah,
a
no.
day to remember. Okay.
Yeah, and thank to you guys for joining us. I hope we didn't bore you. We were just trying to
Have a
to
different
mix it up a
stream.
little
Yeah.
and to give Ricardo the much needed spotlight that he deserves.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to be at the game this weekend.
We need you.
We need you. We need you big time,
Yeah.
and you can earn yourself another home game. So thanks for joining, Ricardo. Your last words.
Yeah, that's it. Just come over to the games. I hope you guys enjoy it, and always feel free to comment and to subscribe and to follow. I'm always behind the scenes. I'm always seeing what you guys write. So whatever you need, you can write it directly. And if Paul or Max cannot answer you, I will always be there to answer you guys. So feel free to ask whatever you need, and yeah, follow on our channels, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. Yeah, and you can always be up to date that we are basically posting something every day, so you can be always up to date. And if you have also questions, you can also write on Instagram. If I don't know how to answer, then it's gonna be takes me more time, but normally I answer to all the questions that people ask there. So yeah, feel free.
Yeah, feel free.
Feel free.
And thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, and we'll see each other on the weekend.
Yeah, let's go Raiders.